excuse me. Time to rev it up. Yes, Chainsaw Man review is back for the first time in almost 3 years. Yes. And review episode 13. You probably would think, like, Nick, the first season ended, like, about 3 years ago. Didn't you read the manga? I never thought about it. I read the manga, yes, but I had no plans to view it. I was waiting for something. And then, like, last year, I figured, oh, there's a movie coming. First I heard about it, movie discussing here. The Reze arc, I wasn't really, like... Well, I wasn't basically into the anime stuff on Twitter, like, the last year or two. That's how I found out about certain things. Like, I knew nothing about it. All I knew was that Chainsaw Man had this first season, which was amazing. And I felt as though, I think a lot of people basically have said this. There should have been season 2. But nope, Mappa decided not to do it. Simply because low DVD sales in Japan. That was the rumored reason why they decided to go forward to season 2. And then we have a movie. The Reze arc. Which, yes, they pretty much retained the same dubcast from the show. They do, well, you could kind of say the character Reze herself, you think, did she debut in the movie? This is her first appearance? Technically, no. She did appear very briefly in the last, like 30 seconds of episode 12. So she did appear in the show. And she's voiced by Alexis Tipton, which is great, the fact she got a chance to come back to play the character again. Of course, also, we do have, like, one other new devil here named Typhoon Devil. There's also Shark Devil, too. The Typhoon Devil is voiced by Brian Appel. I don't remember who exactly voices the Shark Devil. So, this is interesting. We have a similar opening to season 1 of the show, which it feels like it's pulled directly from the manga itself. It's in black and white. Now, initially, I was really hoping this was going to be dubbed, and it turns out it was. So, we see Denji, very young Denji, walking through some alleyway to this mysterious door. And we hear Poochie! First time we hear Poochie since, like, episode 1 of the show. Which, great the fact they brought back Lindsay Seidel, because I'm sure she was looking forward to doing this again. And Poochie tells him, don't open a door. And then he wakes up, basically near Power, and his other part is our roommate. Yeah, Power also has got more horns. Yeah, that's due to how much blood she drank. Because she's a fiend. And once again, she's voiced by Sarah Winoff, who loves the character. Yeah, it's like, oh, it's such a dream. He's like, it seems like he's about to touch Power for some reason, and she proceeds to beat the crap out of him. Yes, Power basically beats up male roommates. Now you might be thinking that, has Power ever developed an attraction to Denji? Not really, no. She's never interested in him at all. She just finds him annoying because she thinks herself as immortal because she's a fiend. So then, of course, they get to the office and Makima, which, of course, yes, they do keep her voice actor. She doesn't do a lot in this movie. You see her briefly in this one scene here. She appears a couple more times after this. So, Power is taken away to get blood drained because her horns get a little too much. And, of course, Denji's a new partner. The Shark Devil. Yep, the Shark Devil. Who just follows him around in the water. Because, the thing is, he's a fiend, and he has to go under the ground. Of course, you see his little fin pop up. And the reason why it's like that because he was spooked out by him. In the case of Power, I think it's not much issue with Power because her horns are usually not that very big and not very noticeable. Plus, she also doesn't have her face covered by whatever the heck she's supposed to be. Just horns. I'm sure people probably think horns are cool. Also, before continuing here, I mentioned, because the fact they have a premiere over in LA for the Chainsaw movie, that I mentioned to see it today. And get this. I had like 4 people like it who were part of the dubcast. Denji's voice actor, yep, his English dub actor, he liked it. The guy who voices the Angel Devil. And one I was very surprised to see this one. Apparently, the Chainsaw Man casting director liked it too. I'm like, that was interesting. I would have thought that Sarah Whitehoff was as like, I even commented there on her dress that she basically wore. Gorgeous dress she was in. She even had little horns because she cosplays as Power because, well, she loves Power. I'm sure she's probably really wanted to play this character again for the last few years. And she didn't respond. My guess because she's busy, so I'm not going to bother her about it. I mean, she knows basically that I'm not very pushy when it comes to basically, if she doesn't respond to a comment, fine. She knows that. That I'm not going to basically just demand people respond to tweets because that's a personal space and they have their own personal lives to deal with. So, then of course basically you see Denji just walking about and then, Makaneshi has day off, so take Denji on a date to a bunch of movies. A movie marathon, 10 movies. And the first 9, according to them, all sucked. Really bad. But they're like the last one. Apparently between movies, they apparently went to this small cafe where they have drinks. And then, of course, he's had a good time. Of course, eat a flower, of course, while eating, for some reason. And then he just, all of a sudden, starts raining, so he hides in a phone booth. Yes, a phone booth. By the way, in case some of you may have forgotten about this, when it comes to Chainsaw Man, this is set in an alternate 1990s, where the Soviet Union is so active. I think I heard that Clinton was president. Yes, that's why we have a phone booth here. And then we see this blue-haired girl come in here, who is basically a teenager, and it's like, of course, he kind of sees her as cute. Of course, he first thinks Mukina is cute. And it turns out her name is Reze. So, she basically invites him to basically the cafe she works at, as a thank you for guarding a flower, because he ate it for some reason. All because basically Denji was thinking she had a heart, and of course Mukina basically looked, and this basically is like this. So they just suss by the cafe she works at, and then they just sort of hang out. They just do stuff. At one point they basically just sneak into a school. Meanwhile, though, one of his roommates, one with the katana. No, not the Katana Man per se. This is somebody else. He actually is referenced in the movie. Yes, believe it or not, the Katana Man, the main villain of the previous arc of the series, the one who was after for the last few episodes of season 1, he is referenced in this movie. You're like, really? Well, it makes sense because that was the previous arc adapted. So good on basically for reference in the movie. So he's partnered with the Angel Devil. And this is another one basically did like my comment on Twitter, basically hit his voice actor. Yeah, it's commented by Denji, despite the fact the Angel Devil looks like a girl, it's actually a guy. Yes, seriously. And in case some of you might be curious though, like, does this Angel Devil refer to himself as sort of non-binary terms? No! No, he does not. Apparently, it's my village where, just by sheer coincidence, the guy with the katana, he actually, that's where his sword came from. It's all about basically like how much time he has left. Of course, if you're hunting with a huge devil too. Meanwhile, though, there's this guy with a burn mark who apparently has the Typhoon Devil working for him for reasons per se. So after basically Reze and Denji just hang out, and of course they just run around this school and this high school, and then they proceeded to like run to the roof, and then like, ooh, let's get cooled off, basically go inside, basically because it's raining so hard, and then both of them decide to strip butt naked and hop into a pool. Yeah, this thing got a lot of attention online. It's not technically like people hated it, just like, wow, they actually went there. And here's the thing about this scene. This is pulled from the manga. Now, the weird thing is, like, you would think, like, oh, because Reze is butt naked here, that we see her nipples. Nope. We do not see her nipples at all. Those of you curious, were they cut out because of censorship? No, 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 no. That is not the reason why. The reason why they're not here, because, well, the artist didn't draw them. That's primarily the reason why. And also, she has like a collar on her neck and like a little some hanging from it. Well, that comes to play later on. And then, like, ooh, want to go out to the festival? He's like, sure. And also the fact that they also mentioned about the gun devil, which they built up that particular thing, where he's referenced, but we don't see him per se. Killing a strong devil, of course, they kind of do off screen, and of course, hide inside. And then, like, where Reze just uses the restroom, comes out, the guy with the knife from before, chased around the school, then she just kills him by jumping on top of him and just have him basically fall on the ground, basically snap his neck basically with her hands and legs. They're like, oh, hi, Typhoon Devil. It's like, Lady Reze, he forced me. Fine. And of course, they're going to go to a festival together, which of course she finds out the fact that he actually kills devils, and apparently he's been to school. So they go to the festival, they have a good time, and then, like, she admits she likes him, and did you like her too? And this is a funny bit with the, I forgot to mention the pool scene where she's like stripping naked because she teaches him how to swim because he does not swim at all, and he's like, and obviously he's butt naked. Yes, just by weird coincidence. And no, his dick is not shown. Very poor timing. To be continued, because basically supper's ready.